Okay, think we're live. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday / Monday, whatever time it is where you live. Just get my setup adjusted here. Going to be diving back into the real-time stuff that I was working on yesterday, Supabase, but first, I haven't typed it all today and I need to get a little bit warmed up. So we'll do some type tests here. Wow. 100% accuracy. Yesterday I started off the stream really bad. My typing was like way off. So I need to get a little bit warmed up today so I'm not making a fool of myself. It's weird because I don't even type like at home row. I hunt and peck, but I just have like it memorized where everything's at. It's kind of weird, but I tried actually learning. Okay, theme good on typing today. Feeling pretty good about that. But yeah, I don't use home row. I tried teaching myself it probably 6 months ago, and it's just so hard. My productivity went down so much. Like I just learned, it's more of a muscle memory to me to where things are at. I do make typos pretty often, but I'm so fast at backspacing that it almost like makes up for the time. But yeah, the most I ever got to with like home row typing was like 60 words per minute without, but I don't really look at my keyboard. I look at it to start. So I'll look at it to get started, but that's it. I'll do one more and then we're going to get into the project. I'll take it. How is everybody today? Chat's awfully quiet. Is this the, it's my earliest I've streamed in a while. This must be where all the lurkers are at, huh? The lurking time zone. Feel free to say hello, ask me any questions. These are interactive streams, so don't feel like you're interrupting me, but yeah, let's get into real-time stuff. I think we left off yesterday with having the ability to send messages to different rooms, but we're not doing much with them yet. Hey, what's up, Graham? Welcome to the stream. OMFJ, welcome. Sam Lewis, or Sam Lewis, welcome. Kyle, what's up? Hey, I appreciate it. Even if you are lurking, I appreciate it. I just want to make sure my mic was actually working and everything was good. So I think that none of this is real time at the moment. It's just reading from the database. This is the server side rendering stuff. I really should probably set myself up like a little half of a nav bar here in my layout so I can navigate around better. Because right now I just have the logout action. Oh man, this looks horrendous. Okay, so we have home. And then I should probably have one for rooms. Where did my logout button go? Oh, the text is white, that's why. When I first joined, I couldn't see the chat interface. When I refreshed, I could see a chat message. Okay, cool. Good to know. Messages equals data. It means that the data attribute in the page.server is updated after the component is mounted. Yeah, so basically, if I'm doing any type of, well, I'm just trying to get into that data object. So if I was just to use, where am I doing that at? Here. If I was just to do, just without making this reactive, if I just did this, then it's not tracking messages for changes. So therefore it won't reload anything using messages if messages change between updates. So yeah, that's why I do that. Okay, I think this will do for now. So rooms, I don't even have a page for. I actually have a page. I do have a page for rooms. Okay, so these are different rooms here. I probably should just use like a little library for the time being, but I won't, at least right now. Something like Pico CSS would make this much, much better. But for now, I'm just trying to visualize the data. I don't really care too much about the styles, but I do need to kind of organize myself a bit. Okay, so these are different rooms here. All right, cool. So this is an entirely separate room here. We're now in room 14. And I probably should actually render the room name at the top as well. I don't think I'm actually even getting the room, to be honest, in this load function here. Let's see here. Actually, I can just return room.data. Now I should have access to room here. Data.room.name. Okay, I think my room is called Help Me. Okay, All right, enough styles for me. So we can send messages in the rooms. This is all being stored in the database tables for rooms. And if we look at our little drawing here we made up yesterday, we know that the different clients are going to establish a subscription to Postgres change where the room ID is equal to whatever room they're currently in when they get to that page. We're going to server-side render the messages initially on load and then kick off a subscription after that to keep that data in sync. And then, yeah, I think that's how I want to do it. I haven't done this before, so a lot of this real-time stuff is pretty new to me. I've messed with it a bit with Firebase in the past, but never super seriously. So I'm just kind of exploring things, seeing what works, what doesn't, and yeah. Okay, I need to close out of some of this stuff I have open here. Okay, so on to the real-time stuff. So when a user goes to a specific page, a room page, I want to kick off a subscription. So I'm going to take this here, which is pretty much what that is. And this channel here is going to be on every page as well. And this payload here is actually not going to be this here. So it's going to be something different. Okay, so this is going to be a Postgres change though, not necessarily a broadcast. So what I need to do is just take this away. I need to look at the docs here and figure out how I go about doing this. Okay, so listen to row level changes. Inserts is what I want to listen to. But I wonder if I can filter this still, I think, right? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be able to add a filter here, potentially. Schema, table. Okay, so the channel will always be, and I guess I have to be careful with this, which actually, if RLS is properly set up, I'm pretty sure that they won't let them read the data anyways. But this channel here is actually going to be I'll just do the ID of the room for now, or the room ID. So that'll be page, data, params, room ID. And then we want to do on Postgres changes. The event is actually going to be an insert. And then I need to pass in a schema and a table. And then I'm pretty sure I should be able to maybe add a filter. I don't know though. We'll find out. Whoops. The table is going to be room messages. And I wonder if I can filter this as well. where room ID equals whoops. I think it's actually EQ or something, right? Let's find out. I have so many tabs open. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Let me just kill some of these off. Okay, where's that filter one? Okay, ID EQ.200. So we can do room.id or room ID dot EQ equal. Oh, sorry. Wait. Room ID equals EQ dot room ID, like that. Oh, whoops. Okay, so what is this going to return back? Handle record updated. So that's one. Listen to inserts. We'll take a payload. Like this. Okay, so I should get a console log of change detected and then the change that was detected. So let's find out if this actually works. This will be on client side. Okay. I didn't get anything. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm resetting the form. I'm setting a form. I need to, wait. That still shouldn't matter. But I guess it's canceling my submission potentially. So I wonder, wait, it still shouldn't, that shouldn't matter. Okay, let's open up another tab here and see what that looks like on the other one. I might just be doing something stupid on my end here. Yo, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Mano Harma Harship. Thank you. Okay, so rooms. It looks like I'm still not logged in. Okay, so I'm getting some errors here, I think. Invalid login credentials. Oh wait, I didn't actually create a new user. Oh wait, I didn't go to register. I'm an idiot. Register first and then log in. Okay, now I can see the rooms. So, okay, so I'm subscribed. Okay, so when I go to this page, okay, cannot read properties of undefined reading room ID. Why are these auth state change detected keeps happening? That's kind of weird, right? As soon as I change tabs, that's pretty interesting. Maybe I gotta be in an entirely different browser or something? Not sure. That's very strange. Anyways, let's figure out what's up with this room ID thing. So I'm assuming that's gonna be, I'm trying to use it here. But I wonder if it's not able to use these here or not. Oh, wait. I have access to the room ID here. Hey, Aaron, do you know a tricky way to use built-in SvelteKit functions to get real-time data? You mean like using WebSockets or using server-sent events? Because right now SvelteKit doesn't have any built-in WebSocket support, and it can do streaming data, but not with serverless. You have to use the adapter node for that. But yeah, I'm just using the Supabase stuff right now. But again, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to real-time stuff, so probably not the best to answer that just yet. Maybe in a bit. Okay, so now I'm subscribed to this room here. And I'm subscribed to this room here. Now, my concern is that the auth state change is being detected. So when I tab off of this window, and that's happening in my layout, I'm wondering why that's happening. I feel like I know why, but I don't at the same time. Let me just try Firefox real quick. Give me a second. Okay. Does anybody know why that is? Is that a thing that I've never been aware of before? Why when I tab to a new tab is it changing the auth state? Like every time this browser comes into focus after another browser, it detects an auth state change. Which I feel like it should really only be my auth state, not the auth state of another user affecting my, which it might just be my broken RLS or something. So let me look at the Supabase docs and see what is wrong with me here. Oh, wait. This is a shared client. This client is shared between all the users. So technically, right, since my server right now is running in, it's continuously running, it's not operating in a serverless fashion, it retains the state of that client. Right? I think that's what's happening. But in that case, then is all my... Actually, this is really confusing me right now. I'm trying to think about this. So if... Okay, so here they're creating a new client on every first render. But my question is why is on auth state change? That's annoying. But either way, it should still be pulling in the user's information. Now that I think about it. What up, Joy of Code? Welcome to the stream. Finally, what time is it where you're at? Messing with some real-time stuff. I have no clue what I'm doing, so... but I'm going down a rabbit hole right now of trying to figure out why is my auth state changing every time I switch tabs. Okay, so 8 hours ahead. Wait, no, only 6 hours ahead. Yeah, I guess I usually stream at like 7, so it put me at 1 a.m. your time. Yeah, the joys of the weekend. But yeah, if anybody in chat knows why this is why this happens, or if this is normal or not, let me know. Because it feels like it shouldn't be doing this. Because these are two entirely different users. I'm logged into it, two different browsers. Deprecated and removed setting for multi-tab support because get session and go true reuse interval setting takes care of session. Well, it's this is the event that's triggering it. This on-off state change. But I do want this here, I think. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing? I guess I don't really need this. Okay, signed in is the event. Just played some Stardew Valley instead of banging my head against some code. I have a Switch. I've actually seen that. It looks kind of like a chill game, right? Stardew Valley. That's Is it for Switch or is it PC? I feel like I've seen it on my Switch store. Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch. They have it for PC too. Yeah, it looks like a super chill game. Yeah, I think that it's weird. It's pretty interesting, but why is this happening? So like here, they have that, and Ozone, you would need to look into like server sent events or like a WebSocket, because you're talking about pushing data from a server to a client. So you need some type of connection existing between the two, because typically a server doesn't just push to a client out of the box. Usually a client makes a request. Actually, I have a diagram here I can show you. This is pretty much what you're looking to do. Oh, you're using Firebase though, so you should be able to create a subscription. But I haven't worked with it in Firebase yet. In SwellKit, I've only used Firebase with React. But yeah, their SDK should take care of that for you. But you'd want to take care of it inside of your on mount, setting up that subscription, and then from there, if it's subscribed, it'll send an event essentially, or whatever it's communicating over. It's probably a WebSocket, and you'll get the updated data. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to stress about this right now, but the problem I'm having at this moment is with that subscription I have set up here, I'm kind of thinking I don't need it. Part of me's thinking I don't need this, because I'm going to validate access on, or I'm going to handle all authorization on my pages. So in here, you can see I'm doing if no locals.session. So I don't think I need this. And because what's happening though right there is every time an auth event is happening, I'm invalidating all the data, which causes all the load functions to rerun. So therefore I'm not really real time. I'm not really getting the data in real time because I'm rerunning my load functions, which server side renders the messages as well. So I want it in addition to. So now let's just check this out. How do I move this to the right? Dock to the right. Okay, so we're subscribed to help me over here. And I'm also subscribed over here. So when I say hello, we can see we got a change detected. We also got a change detected over here. Now what's interesting though is that what was your conclusion after trying Prisma and Supabase SDK? The SDK still kind of gives me ultimately I like Prisma. If I can use Prisma, I use it. But in this case where I'm having to use the SDK for the subscriptions and everything else, I'm using it. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's pretty powerful, but I'm probably just stuck in my ways of just preferring Prisma. The types are much more straightforward. Like here, for example, in one of these situations, I'm having to, in order to get the proper types, when I'm doing like a join table, when I'm querying across a join table, since technically it doesn't know if it's going to be a many-to-one or one-to-many, even though I have it set up in my database as a one-to-many and not a many-to-many, this type could potentially be, like here, this messages type could potentially be either an object, which is what it is, or it could be an array of objects. But in reality, the way my database is set up, it can't possibly be an array of objects. It can only be one object, because one of the messages key is unique. The primary key that's in this room messages thing. Because there's going to be one message per room message. So I'm pretty much just running it through Zod here just to get it into the proper type safety for it. But again, in technically in Prisma, when you want to do a lot of relational queries, you also have to kind of extract your own type as well. So I guess I'm not winning too much there, but okay, so the payload here is, yeah, I agree with you on that. I actually like their old doc site better. I think Supabase is an incredible product, so I'm not dogging the product itself or the company. But yeah, I don't know, something about the docs, I always get confused here. I get confused in their documentation. And I'm pretty good at finding the answers I need, but sometimes I'm like bouncing around like 10 different places trying to find something I'm looking for. Yeah, so that's why I have like 20 tabs open here, because I can never remember which page is the right one. So I just leave it open. Like this is my subscription page. I don't really remember how I got here. I had to go. So I was looking for real-time stuff, right? So you would think, okay, I'm going to go to real-time here. Okay, it gives me a high-level overview of real-time. But wouldn't you think that this is also where they would put the SDK stuff as well, considering that most, if you're interacting with real-time, you're using an SDK. Like it's cool. They give you this quick start guide here and they're showing a bunch of JavaScript code, but I'm like, okay, where are all these methods? Where are these functions at? I'm clicking around. I have to go back to home, down to the JavaScript SDK. And then I go down here to real time and oh, here's all the different methods. And then they're also kind of hidden over here on the right. Whereas it doesn't just like stick out at you at first glance that you could click on these and potentially see some different options here. So yeah, I think they could definitely be improved, especially when you look at like, yeah, it's just kind of tucked away pretty far. Yeah, Philly, yeah, but you're probably running HTTP too. I think I am, at least. You should be. How did I just saw that the other day. Where is that? Protocol. Yeah, so like all of this stuff here should be HTTP2. H2, 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 H2. So I don't really know what is still running HTTP 1.1 or 1.2. But yeah. The problem with server send events is that you have to run your own node server. So you can't just like quick deploy to Vercel, similar to like WebSockets, because you can't keep that function running forever. But I am interested to know, like, if I set up an interval, because in Vercel's documentation, what is it? I just want to look up Vercel WebSockets. I think I saw something here. So you can't maintain a persistent connection. You can use like Pusher, which I actually looked at. But in this case, if you're going to use Pusher, you might as well just use something like Supabase. Because again, essentially it's the same thing. Very similar. These companies build APIs, deploy a server for you. It's doing these things. It's handling the different sockets, WebSockets or events or whatever. But yeah, you'd have to deploy it with the node adapter. And yeah, but apparently AWS Lambda supports, and I want to say Cloudflare workers are now supporting WebSockets, serverless WebSockets, but again, it's pretty much the same thing as like Pusher. They're just running a WebSocket server for you and billing you based on your usage. So yeah. Okay, so when I subscribe to this channel, I'm getting back some things. So I get a new message. But is it going to give me all of the... this might actually... I might have... My database... My data structure here... My database layout may have actually screwed me. Because technically right now, I'm listening to the... Please excuse this disgusting ERD. I just kind of slapped it together yesterday. But so we have messages here, which is like a standard message. Right, so messages don't necessarily have to go into a room. A message could be a direct message. It could be, I don't know. Pretty much we have two different messages. We have direct messages. We have room messages. We potentially also have like group messages, which technically would be considered a room. But so I wanted to define message as its own table, right? Because the content, the structure of a message doesn't change whether it's in a room or if it's in a direct message system. But then we could have room messages where this is like our join table where we map a message to a room. And then in order to get all the messages for that room, instead of querying messages, we can query room messages based on that room's ID, get all the messages. And because there's a relationship between the room messages and the messages, we can get all those messages as well. And that's what I'm doing right now. But the problem is I'm watching this for changes because that's the only way to, I don't want to watch for messages changes because there's no way to know here if the change occurred in this room or not. But if it's only going to return the data that was updated in here, then I have to make another query because technically this message isn't related to this room, but this room is related to this message. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I know that's literally me every time. I have to change it like 20 times, but I thought I had this down though. I feel like this is the way I've made like a little chat apps before, and I feel like this is the way I've done this. Yeah, I agree. I probably should just use Mongo or something. I used to, but I switched to, that's what I used when I first started because that's all the videos, all the content, but it becomes annoying when you want to add, when you're working with like relational data. I know that a relational database isn't named relational because of the relationships, but it just seems more practical to me this way. Because I remember some things I would build with Firebase, it would be like, I'd be trying to do some weird stuff with indexes and then it just feels like, kind of feels like using JavaScript and TypeScript, right? Like a SQL database feels like TypeScript and MongoDB or NoSQL feels like JavaScript. Like, yeah, I can put the user's ID here, but is there a constraint that tells me this actually has to be someone's user ID, or could I just put whatever here? And I'm hoping that this actually matches up. Hey, what's up, Brad? Question. So moving from Supabase to Laravel, would you recommend ignoring RLS and instead doing authentication in your API routes? I usually do that, Brad, but it depends on what you're using Supabase for. If you're using the SDK, then I would say no. But if you're using like Prisma or I'm not sure, I'm not too familiar with Laravel. I'm pretty sure that's PHP, right? It's like a PHP framework. But I have projects where I usually do authorization in myself. And then again, I still even kind of do it myself in addition to RLS, right? So RLS could enable you to pretty much not have a backend at all. And then within a single page application, you're just not getting the data that you would expect on specific pages. Yeah, so in that case, you want to do, I would say both, like a little bit of both. That's what I'm doing right now. So if you look here, in this page, on these create actions here, which is a form action, or think of this as an endpoint really that I'm posting form data to, I'm still checking to see if they're authenticated here. I have my own authorization set up here. But also, I also have row level security for direct client to Supabase data being passed, right? So my clients can also get data from Supabase directly. And in that case, I want RLS set up. But for server-side rendering data, that's where you're going to have to do some type of authorization yourself. Yeah, of course. You can think of the SDK as pretty much a REST API client that you don't have, that your only really control over authorization is the RLS. So if you're using it on the server side, you have much more control. But again, you have that extra trip that your users are making to your server and then to get the data. But I'm trying to hybrid them right now. So I'm server side rendering data as they hit the page. And then on real-time events, obviously they're going to get the data from the client, or get the data from Supabase themselves, the client is, without going through the server. So in that case, I have both. Okay, so I'm interested to know, like, would I be fetching the data? Like, I wonder if, so is all this is a trigger and then I just fetch the data again? I feel like it should push the data to me, right? I feel like that's the whole point of that. Otherwise, I do not use RxJS. I've used it. Someone asked that yesterday. Is it becoming like pretty popular or what? I've used it like twice with working with like WebSockets or server sent events in SJS. I used it as like, I just use like the observable, and but beyond that, no. I have not used it seriously at all. Yo, Brad, thanks for the becoming a member. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Okay, so when I subscribe to something, I guess I should probably check out their example. It's probably a good idea, right? Actually, technically, I'm not really. Oh, this is really a perfect example of what I'm trying to do here. Wait, maybe. The problem here is that they're doing this like this. Like I was just mentioning, the problem might be that technically, So I wonder what the best way to handle this is. Do I issue a fetch request? Like, I'm not really too sure what this is here. Like, what is this old? It's an object. So I have the new message here, right? I have that. Okay, I guess this is working kind of, right? What is... But I'm curious, is it working because my load function's rerunning? Because technically with this, I'm running a wait update here, right? Okay, so maybe I'm not. Oh wait, that's getting console logged to my server. I'm an idiot, sorry. Let me clear this out here. Okay, so yeah, I'm hitting the load function again. And actually I'm invalidating all, which is not very like practical or performant, I want to say. It's not the ideal situation here. But I am curious as to what this old thing is here. So like instead of payload, we have payload. Okay, so old is just an empty object. Okay, because I guess during the delete real time, old is actually the previous the thing you deleted. But in an insert payload, there's new, which is the item that was inserted. The problem is that we don't actually have the freaking messages. Okay, fine. Supabase. Okay, so maybe we won't do a room messages. I mean, I guess technically speaking, like rooms could be anything. So a direct message between me and one other person could technically still be a room. Okay, let me regenerate my types here. Now my code is going to be messed up. So first thing, let's just start at the top. Rooms. This is fine. For creating a room is okay. That's fine. When we create a message though, we don't want to do this here. We actually need to pass in a room ID here as well. And then we can avoid this step here. C developer uses Angular and now spelled as front end. Not necessarily, Paul. I think it's all personal. I think it's all 100% personal. I think it's actually slower for me. I can spin up a Python backend and Python API so much faster that I can build out a SvelteKit API. But I think it all depends on the application as well. Like, are you doing, like, if all of your endpoints can be serverless, then I think it's a good idea to use this, just because of the fact that it's so easy to deploy. But if you want to do anything more complex yourself, I think it's sufficient for most things, but it's all personal. Fast API, Mihai. Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. 100% Joy of Code. It is definitely very powerful because you don't have to really think about the differences. At least to me, it kind of just seems like it's one cohesive unit here that I'm building. Whereas when I would build applications with separate backends, I would go and build out the backend, then I would come to the front end, and then I have to go back to the backend, and I'm flipping back and forth. I think it also depends on what are you serving as well. If you're serving like a ton of different clients, I'm not sure how it would compare to something separate. I guess technically it could, but it would be quite a nightmare to build out. Like if I was building out some type of massive REST API, I would not want to do it with SvelteKit. Personal preference. I would much rather use Nest.js or Fast API for that. But for strictly like form actions and fetching data to render on the page, I don't think it makes sense to have a separate backend. But again, it's all personal. Whatever works best for you. That's what I usually tell people. But I did switch again from Python to, and even I was using Nest for a bit, to this just because of the fact that the context switching was just becoming kind of annoying to me. Especially Python and JavaScript. Exactly. 100%. I think it's like there to bridge the gap between people that are apps that think that they need a backend or do need some sort of backend, but don't need a full-blown Nest.js backend, right? Okay, so I think now what I'll do is I will listen to messages here. And now I don't need to do this. I actually want to throw an error here. Actually, I don't need to do this anymore. Yeah, some of the types though with this SDK confuse me. Like this is returning a promise of any. Oh, I still have something broken here. That's why. Maybe it's just me being stupid. Sorry. Okay, I lied. We're good. Okay, so then when I create a message, do okay, that's good to know, Vin. That is good to know. That actually hurts my feelings a bit because I love Edge. And so far I had no complaints. Okay, so part of me thinks that, well, I guess that's just for the user that is submitting the message has a page reload, but the other users shouldn't. So this person should have load function hit, but another page so when I send a message here, I should only have one load function. Okay, I didn't. Wait, did I? What is all this? Okay, so we had one load function hit here. But this one doesn't have the message yet. So I guess these are, but we should have had the change detected here, and we had change detected here. And this is the new item that was added. So what I would assume that we can do is, instead of actually on the receivers, whoever's receiving it would just add that to their existing messages rather than refetching the data. I guess my concern is that And I can avoid the invalidation by just doing an apply action instead of an await update. Yeah, stores aren't solving this problem right now though. Stores don't even, yeah. I probably will use stores, but that's not even, that would help me not at all right now. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to get the data in between, pass between each other, between two different applications or two different users without, and maintaining data integrity as well. Yeah, that's literally what I was just debating in my head right now. Yo, Paul, that's sweet. How did it turn out? Was it good? Your chat application. Let's think about this. Okay, so right now, when a client receives a new message, right, we have messages. So in all reality, we could just do, I want to say I could do this. I might be backwards here, but God, this actually is slightly, can I just do this? I have to do public tables messages. Row. Wait, why is this optional? That's actually not good. Yeah, I've seen hash checks before. It's pretty interesting. I think I've seen that for like a caching strategy actually. Just checking to make sure that a page is actually the same, a hash page value. It's easy to compare those two. Yeah, that's what I'm trying right now. So that's why I have the server side set up. So this is going to be nothing at the moment. Or I guess I could set it equal to data.messages. But what I think I want to do is I want to do that here. But will this rerun in the event that a subscription occurs? I don't know. Let's find out. I don't remember. Okay, so we have the new payload. We know that looks like what? We need new. Payload.new. But we actually have to reassign that. So I can do messages.push payload.new, and then I can do messages equal messages. And payload.new is going to yell at me. Yeah. I could technically parse this, pass this through Zod as well here. Oh, .data, I think. Okay, I'm curious if this works. We just refresh everything, get everything fresh here. I think it just worked. Okay. And the only one that should be hitting my load function though is the one that is not making the request. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here, Paul. Yeah, I'm filtering where the room ID is equal to the current room ID, which is depending on what page we're on. I need to quit console logging all these messages though everywhere. Let me get these out of here so I can see what I'm actually doing. Okay, so this is data.messages here. Okay, so I submitted one form action. So with how I have it configured right now, this page technically should have refetched data. So we should have one load function hit and one layout load hit, which is exactly what we got. So that means that this page here, or whatever one I didn't send the message from, still got the message, but it didn't actually have to run the load functions again. That came across that channel. And I can actually prevent the other page from running the load functions as well. I just have to update the submit function here. So when I go to create a message, this is not the right page. So when I create the new message, I don't want to await update. So in the case of a successful post to my server, wait, Copilot was actually, I think, suggesting me something smart there. But result.data right now shouldn't have anything in it unless it just returns that. Data is... Okay, so I can return that. So in my form action here, when I go to create a new message, instead of returning a status of 201, well, I can do one of two things. I'm getting the message back already, so I guess I might as well just get that data. Right, so result.data.body. Why is this not? I guess data could be whatever, but I thought I had types on this. Maybe I have to use the page form. Or not page form, but the I don't feel like I should have to do this though. But maybe I do. What VS Code theme do you use? I use the GitHub Dark theme. I have the GitHub theme and I just use the dark version of it. Speaking of which, I really like this. Again, if this annoys you all, let me know. If this extension annoys you, and I'll turn it off, but I do like this a lot. This air lens extension. I turn it off for my videos because it can be really distracting, but day to day I like to use it. Okay, so right now I'm returning data back to well, actually, technically, I don't need to do that at all because I'm already taking care of this myself here too. So therefore, I'm doing some extra stuff that I don't need to do. All I need to do is just not do anything. I need to reset the form. I think in the case of a failure, I'm just going to do the update for now. So now if we monitor our load function being hit, it wasn't hit, right? I just added, let me add a message I can actually remember. So let's just say this is a new message. We have a change detected here. This is a new message. It's rendered here. In our server, the load function wasn't hit at all, meaning that we didn't refetch the data from the server. It was passed over that channel. Which is exactly what we want. Cool, so that seems to be working as expected then, right? At least to me. But I guess I'm already doing this, right? But I'm actually not setting that to that. So I'm going to actually okay. I think we are good on this piece. I do want to do something though really quick, and that is hi, what are some good starting points to get familiar with the basics of JavaScript/SvelteKit? Do you have any experience with any other languages? Because the answer differs depending on that. Like from scratch. Okay, so you already know programming then. I would just look at like some JavaScript crash courses. To be honest, start off with JavaScript, like vanilla JavaScript crash courses. And then move on to like Node.js, but really JavaScript is JavaScript. But yeah, start if you already have experience in another language, I feel like it's fairly easy to pick up. There's gonna be some things, but Python and JavaScript I feel like is a pretty decent transition. Are you using types with Python right now, or are you just using no types? I know there's been a big push into types with Python the past like 2 years. I'm not sure if Flask is. What was I gonna do? I was gonna make this messages box. Yeah, Flask is chill. Flask is definitely chill. Okay, cool. This seems to be pretty much, this is like working, which is pretty, this is actually really easy to set up. I know it took me a few hours yesterday to kind of get familiarized, but I feel like I have a decent idea right now. I'm thinking in my head as I'm mindlessly clicking around what I'm going to do next. The presence thing would definitely be cool. So knowing who is chilling in this room, who's lurking. So that's what I'm gonna look at next. Let's see here. How do I? Yeah, that's what I'll do next. I'm gonna get presence set up. And then I probably need to set up like some type of access controls for a room, but I guess right now that's a little premature. But right now, like, it's pretty much like one of those early 2000s chat sites where you can just go join any random room and start messaging people in it. Yeah, hey, of course, Gus or Goose QWERTY type. I can't even say your name. Yeah, I would say look at like Brad Traversy's videos on JavaScript. I think he has a good idea, or he's a good like ease into something, right? He pretty much assumes that you know absolutely nothing with his videos, which is awesome for people that are beginners. And he has some practical examples just to kind of get your feet wet, and then it just starts to kind of come to you after you've been doing it enough. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break here, get a refill of my drink, and then we're going to look at adding presence to this. Probably over here, I'll just show like who's lurking in this chat room at any given time. And then I'll clean it up a bit more too, and then we'll see what else we want to add. But if you have any features you want me to add, let me know, and I'll try to add them. Taking ideas. Shreyesh, great videos on Svelte, measuring up this framework to see if I can create complex websites. Yeah, what type of complex website are you looking to create? You can create pretty complex websites. Yeah, I'll be right back, everyone. Shreyesh, I will check your answer when I get back. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Streaming real-time data like TikTok or TickWise stock market info and graphs. Yeah, I'm about to say a lot of the work is if you're doing the back end in Go. Like I'm assuming you're just looking for like graph support then in Svelte then, right? Like some other graph library. Christopher. What's my input on component libraries? I would recommend Skeleton. The team that maintains it is awesome, and they're constantly adding new stuff. I think they're the most comprehensive UI library right now for Svelte. Most actively maintained. But thank you for the kind words. Make sure you join their Discord server, Christopher. Because if there's ever like a feature or something that you'd want to add or you want to have added or you need help, they're very active in there as well. Like I made a slight suggestion about the toasts. And they like refactored them all because they said it made sense. So that's, again, they're really responsive, really cool team. Okay, presents is what we're up to next, right? Let's find the right doc page. Okay, so listen to presents. Okay, so presence, I need to learn more about this, specifically how it works. I know what it is, but I need to know a little bit more about Okay, so each of these clients have their own state, which they add to presence. Okay, each client can use the channel's track method to store an object in shared state. Each client can only track one object. And if track is called again by the same client, the new object overwrites the previously tracked object in the shared state. What is this though? Okay, I'm assuming this is like my presence key or that specific user's probably user ID or username or something. We'll change this to presence channel. I think we already have a channel here. But this will have to go in my on mount though too, probably, right? Yeah. And I'm not sure if these can all use the same channel or not. Does anybody know? Like technically, could I have presence? Could presence be operating on the same channel that? No. Okay, so that wouldn't really make much sense. Yeah, that wouldn't make too much sense, I don't think. Okay, so that key is the unique thing. Okay, so we have presence channel here, so we'll just do in here, underneath of this channel, we'll have presence channel equals all of this good stuff here. Sorry, I'm making a mess everywhere. And this key is actually going to be the page or data.session.user.id, probably. Or maybe we'd use the name. Actually, this is probably unique. So this is probably the key, like the actual ID. Otherwise, if two users named John joined, I'm not sure if that's going to work. In this case, this would be presence channel. Okay, so we can see here I have two users that are online. Okay, and they can pass in an object. Oh, I see now. So here, .track, I can also put in like the user's email if I wanted to. Data.session should not possibly be able to be null. It's weird. Oh, I know why. It's because session. Wait. Oh, I know why. That's because this is happening here. That's kind of annoying though. Because what's happening right now is this layout here is returning session to all the pages, which I want. But in order for me to verify that exists in this load function, I have to await parent, which I don't want to do. Okay, fine. I'll put the question mark. Nice. So now I have an email here, right? So I should render out the online users on my sloppy little page here. I guess I'll put that under the input. Or under the form. So what I'll do is I need to find like an interface for that or a type for that. But technically, I think the most elegant way to handle this. What is up, Coca? Did you just wake up or what? You're about 2 hours late to the party. I kid. Making some progress though. We got some real-time chat going. I'm working on presence now. We're just moving along. Dude, my dog's getting a bath next week. They smell. Thing is, they don't even do anything that's crazy. They don't even do anything that's that crazy outside. They walk. Somehow they always smell like the outdoors. I'm gonna turn them into inside dogs only. They're gonna have pads everywhere. But that's good. Yeah, mine are getting a bath next week, I think. Okay, so I don't want to do this. Basically, I need to have a variable here that I'm going to end up pushing those online users to. I guess I could just do like an object each. Coco, this is what we have so far. So we have a room. Well, if I can get there. So we have a room here. Let's go to rooms. Help me. Rooms. Help me. We have messages here, but I can go to a new room. So it's working, and that's all real time. That's all over that channel. It's not actually hitting my load function or anything. So that's working. I'm just working on the presence right now. Yeah. And I actually... Oh, whoops. I'm trying to figure out how to structure these users because they come in, the users come in an array of objects like this with their key is their unique presence ID. It was honestly pretty easy. I was more so just figuring out how to think about it when it comes to working with SpellKit and form actions. So for example, when I create a new message here, instead of awaiting updating or instead of running the update or the apply action, I'm just resetting the form because of the fact that even if I post a message to Postgres or I create a message, I still run this same Postgres changes function here, this callback here, which updates the user or the messages to the new message or adds the new message to the current messages. Sorry, I can't speak right now. So yeah, just getting around to thinking about it, making sure that I'm not like re-triggering the load function again when I submit the form. If it was successful, of course. But yeah, I think it's pretty simple after I dove into it a little bit more. So how do I want to structure this data? Technically, I already have an array of... Technically, that is an array of objects. So really, this just needs to be... Actually needs to be... like this. And then whenever we first start this bad boy up, Oh, wait. This is actually an array. Oh, so it's an object of, and then each of these is an array, but just has one thing. That's a little bit strange, right? So technically it looks like this then. It looks like this is actually an array, and it also has a presence ref. But this has actual methods though. I may have to do this, or I can just pass it through Zod potentially, but technically though, this should be correct, no? What's up, Simon? That's just not it. Scott a bit. Awesome. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Okay, so how do I want to handle this? This seems like one of those things that's kind of strange. Oh, wait. Like, what is this? I know, right? God. Okay, so it's an object, right? But it's a special object, it looks like, because... Is it? We're working on a real-time chat app right now. Just messing around with Supabase. Okay. Like this thing returns real-time present state, right? Which is of type keystring presence. With presence ref. Where am I console logging okay at? Okay, I see. Thank you, Kyle. Okay, so now I pretty much need to convert that though into like into an array. So I guess I'll use like a map. Which actually, actually it's not a freaking, I need to do present state dot, what is it, keys? Or is it, shit. Don't tell me. Object.entries. I feel like this is not really practical, ideal, but I thought I could like use like enumerate, or am I thinking of like Python right now? Okay, that's what I'm doing. So value is going to be an array. So what I need to do is let me think about this. So if the so I need to go, I'm basically constructing a new object from this existing object. Because value is actually an array. So basically I get the first item. So I can map over value. So I can do value.map. But then it's an object. So then I have to also map over that object again. This seems like, is there a better way I can do this? So basically, okay, so I have an object first. And then for each one of these entries, or each one of these items in this object, they have an array. Index 0 has all the data that I actually care about. But then I also care about this is the user ID, which is the key of the top level object. So for each one of these, I need to go into each one of these, get this, put this into this, and push that into an array. So I guess the first thing I can do is I can do obj.userid equals key. And can I do this without actually making it an oh, this is really annoying. So then for the value, really I just need a value 0. Crime, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I don't know if that was serious or what. This is so trash. Just please forgive me, okay? Give me a second to work this out, and then I will. I broke something somewhere. The problem is that this will have more. That's so annoying. I guess I can pass through Zod first. But the problem with that is that I don't know what the property is going to be. I guess I can just pass this through Zod. What now? Oh wait, this is supposed to be value 0. Oh wait, this is supposed to be actually no, I don't need to do this at all. I'm an idiot. But it would be online users dot push object. Whoa. What did I just do? Whoops. Okay, we have one online user right now with an empty email and an empty presence ref. Oh, wait, what am I doing here? What is this? Okay. Oh, for user ID, I need to make that optional. Actually, I don't even need to do this at all here. Now we have what we want. That's pretty, feels like a little bit excessive, but it works. So now we can start to display these. We can say each online users as user. Okay, so obviously it's not updating right now whenever I leave the room, or it's not updating that. So in this room here, I'm the only one. If I open up another window, hello? What's the internal error that I'm getting? It appears like I've broken everything somehow. I wonder if it has to do with me taking that on state change out of here, but it shouldn't have to be here. Returning a redirect? Maybe actually. But I'm not even, it's not even logging the error to me though. And I'm logging it everywhere, I believe. So I have an auth token. So I'm technically authenticated right now, right? But why is that throwing an error at me? That's the action. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's weird though, right? I'm throwing a redirect to the home page. The home page probably has something here that's causing it to break. I don't know what. Wait, why are all my redirects broken? This is what's happening. It's an unexpected error. Module coalesced to error. Huh. This is very interesting. I want to say it has to do with something I've done on the homepage, potentially. But I also did remove that Auth subscription there. I don't think I really have anything here that's like, right? I don't really think I have much here that could break this. What's happening right now? Maybe I restart my app. Shit. Okay, now it seems to be working. That's so weird, man. I have not tried EdgeDB. I have not. Yeah, it's working again. Wow. Incredible. Okay, so we have this user online here. Okay, it has myself twice, which is pretty weird. Okay, I think I know what's happening. Maybe it's actually I don't. So what is this sync here? The sync event. Okay, I see now. Give me 2 seconds. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Give me a second. I gotta sign into my. Can't see chat right now because my restream bot. I can see Twitch chat. Yo, Sandrio, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. Okay, I think I have chat back up, but I'm not sure. Oh, there's an error between. Oh wow, there's an error between YouTube and Restream. What do you know? Well, we lost our synchronized chat, so now I gotta open up both of these different chat windows over here. Next stream, we're going to be building my own custom bot. My own custom restream bot. Okay. So we have this presence now. New presences. When someone else joins, we get an object of new presences. And then, so when I come in here and I go to help me, we have a user that joined. I'm curious why it shows myself twice though. That's kind of strange, right? I mean, this one has, I think I know why. So apparently I have 5 users online in this one, which is not the case. 3 of myself. So I have something messed up with my state here. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely me doing something probably then. Oh, I see. It's because I'm adding these onto this here. So really what I need to do is I need to do... There we go. So that resets that each time. Because what I was doing is I was like adding on to it each time. So when I first join, it adds the users. And then when the next person joins, it adds the users to my list again, or my array again. Okay, so I also need to handle the new presence. This actually makes sense why you probably should store it as an object. Yeah, it's gonna get pretty sloppy if I don't fix this. Oh, I think our chat's back up. Test. Okay, so apparently I can't send it to YouTube from this chat. Wait, it's getting passed across. But it only sends my messages to... Okay, so it's working, but that's weird. Whatever. Okay, so I don't want to do this. So what's going to have to happen is when a user leaves... Okay, what's wrong with this now? Hello? Why's my life collapsing on me right now? There we go. Okay, so I kind of want to store them as an object. Actually, no, I shouldn't have to. Because when I sync, it should still... This sync event should still happen if there's a change in state. Right? This is more so like for me to notify somebody. So if I want to do... Not this again. Yo, thanks for the follow on Twitch. RySG3. And Sandrio, thanks for the follow as well. Okay, so technically, if I go and join this channel now as another user, so I just left that room. So really this should be updated now, right? But it wasn't. Did it tell me that that person left? No. So what triggers a leave? Okay, so these worked kind of the way I wanted that to. But the problem is I don't actually have 2 users in there unless I'm running it somewhere else. So I should only have 1 user in there, right? Because this person is not in there at all. Okay, so when I refresh the page entirely, that's when it leaves. Maybe I have to do something like on destroy on that page. Is that what I have to do? I wonder if that's how I properly unsubscribe or properly leave. Okay, I'm literally on it right now. So on destroy, I'll remove channel. Is that actually a method? Okay, cool. So on destroy, I'll do channel, and I'll also do present channel to unsubscribe. Yeah, I definitely don't like that. Because technically speaking, those people are already in the channel. And like, I don't want to announce that I just joined to myself. But if I leave here now, I get this nice notification that I left the channel. But I got to figure out how I can like filter myself out from that, or if I'm doing this incorrectly or not. But I guess presence is more so for like showing a status indication. So maybe I'm doing this wrong, this little notification thing wrong. Maybe I do something clever. So instead of this, maybe I do like, I'm trying to think right now what I can do. So technically speaking, in my database, I intend on having the members like join a room, right? So they're like a part of that room, kind of like Discord, a server. So in that case, we could use presence to show their online status. But even then, yeah, I think I need to like think about how I want to do this a bit more, because if they actually join, like they're a part of this room, they're gonna always show up here under the users, right? But they wouldn't show up. They would only show up on online under the online users section if they're actually online, and then when they went away, they would go back to the regular, offline users. Very similar to Discord. And problem is like dealing with them joining different rooms. Yeah. That's what I'll have to do. Most likely. That sounds like either a tomorrow thing or the next day, because my head is throbbing right now. So I'm going to hop off here. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Got a little bit of stuff done. I want to work on next stream. I want to work on the presence, properly setting that up. We'll probably do like a Discord type thing where a user will actually join the room. And then by joining, they're going to be on the room's user list. And then we can map the presence ID that we pass here. Where is it? So here, where is that? Yeah, this presence key, since it's mapped to the user ID, then we'd be able to say, okay, hey, if once we construct all of this, the online users, we get set as we're looping through the list of users that belong to that room, if they are in this array or something, right? Then we want to show them as online. If not, we want to show them as offline. Hey, thanks, Andrea. Appreciate that. Yeah, my head's hurting right now. I want to keep going. I have 14 viewers right now, but yeah, I can't really think straight right now. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time.